Hello, everyone, and so before we jump into the forecast, let's look at some of the teleconnections. The teleconnections are patterns around the globe that affect our pattern here in the United States. So looking at the Arctic Oscillation, for March, the Arctic Oscillation, or the AO, is going to, again, dip a little bit negative to start out, to end February and go into March, but looks like heading into the majority of the month, the Arctic Oscillation is going to remain fairly above normal. It looks like, above it's going to be in the positive range. So that means there really won't be a lot of cold air that's going to be situated across the United States. It'll be more locked in to the northern Canadian regions. Same thing with the EPO. The EPO will go, again, negative to start the month of March, but will predominantly go positive as we head into the later of the month, which is going to start to reinforce that spring-like pattern across much of the United States, but across the northern United States there could be still times of Arctic outbreaks. The NAO, this is the Greenland blocking effect, again, mostly around in the positive to negative values, so rather neutral. So this really means that if it does go negative, maybe we could potentially see some bigger East Coast storms, whether that's rain or snow, will be undecided, but the NAO is going to remain mostly, it looks like it will be leaning a little bit more positive than it does negative, which will again reinforce the spring-like regime as we head into March. And the PNA will be more seen to be more negative than positive. So the negative PNA is going to lead to troughing across the west coast while we see ridging across the east coast. But again, with all these factors moving into the pattern, let's jump into the outlook. Welcome to the March 2022 outlook. So first we'll be looking at the precipitation anomalies. So across the northwest, we're going to see increased amounts of precipitation. This is going to be backed by the negative PNA that's going to be affecting the region. So we're going to have plenty full of storms that will be coming into the northwest, providing a lot of precipitation and a threat for below average temperatures, which we'll focus on the next part of the video. There's also going to be increased storminess across the eastern side of the United States. We're going to have the troughing out west that's going to potentially lead to low pressure centers to develop and track into the Great Lakes and East Coast region, which is going to leave these zones wetter than normal for March, while areas across the central United States and California will see mostly drier conditions because of the storm tracks. It's going to be mostly around these zones with really dry conditions as we head into the southern United States. So unfortunately, that is not going to really help drought conditions, and drought conditions could potentially worsen across the central plains and across the southern United States, unfortunately. Moving over to the temperature outlook. Looking at the temperature outlook, across the northern half of the United States, we're predominantly going to stay below average with the constant cold blasts that will accompany this region, with much more below average temperatures across the interior northwest and portions of the northeast. Across the south, temperatures will generally stay average to above average, with really above average temperatures as you head into the southern United States. We're really going to see that flex of the southeast ridge starting to this March. That is going to again pump in warmer air across the zone, which will lead to potentially again that active storm track with the above average precipitation across those zones. So overall, March will be pretty active in general. We could potentially see more snowstorms, especially across this part of the United States, with the potential for severe weather across the warm sector here. That is pretty actually typical for March, so if you are in the severe weather zone, you will start to want to pay attention to forecasts as we head through the month of March. Thank you for watching.